Welcome into Game 3 of today's TCCAA Region 7 baseball tournament featuring two teams from the middle portion of Tennessee. Columbia State, the home team, playing against the visiting Volunteer State Pioneers. So we'll get right to the Vol State lineup. Leading off, batting ninth, playing center field is Baylor Steelman. Batting second, Lofton Cotton. He's playing left field. Batting third, number 13, the shortstop, Jake Lyle. Batting fourth, number 33, Bill Hamilton. He's playing first base. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Brent Ritchie. He's number 24. Batting sixth, Isaac Robertson. He's the designated hitter today. Joe McNamee is playing third base and batting seventh. Batting eighth, Colin Hopkins, the catcher. Batting ninth, Matt Brown. And we'll jump over to Columbia State, a line defensively, starting with their go-to pitcher, Keegan Fogue. Mark, do you have the rest of the defensive alignments for me?
Defensively, for Columbia State, in left field is Simar, center field Giles, right field is Katie, third base is Carlson, shortstop is Adams, second base is Curtis, first base is Freeman, catcher is Carignum, and the pitcher mentioned is Keenan Fogue. Keenan Fogue is their top pitcher through 63 innings. He's had 5-1 record, 3 complete games.
And you're pretty familiar with his game. You saw them play a couple of times this year. What jumps out about Keegan Fogue's pitching ability?
He's a velocity pitcher from what I remember. We had a tough time with him, but he's the kind of guy that goes right at you, out of the zone. I'm looking at his stats. He had low walk count. For 63 innings, he only had 10 walks, so that's a really good stat there to have. Averages just over 9 strikeouts per 9 innings.
So now a 1-1 count to the shortstop, Hayden Adams. Adams on the season, heading at a, rather check that, Columbia State leading off Baylor Steelman, the center fielder. Steelman on the season hitting .352 with 17 walks, 15 RBIs. So your typical leadoff guy here gets on base. 2-1 count. Outside corner called strike 2. It'll be Steelman, Cotton, and Lyle. Those are the top 3 hitters here. Steelman, a sophomore, playing center field today. The 2-2 delivery. High, ball 3. 434 batting or on base percentage for Steelman, and that's going to help at that leadoff position, get on base and let the line move. The payoff pitch, fouled back. And as I said earlier, both these teams located in the central portion of Tennessee. Columbia 18-9 in conference play. Vol State 14-12. So these teams are close in proximity, and that one's not close at all. Strike 3. As that goes down, Baylor Steelman on strikes looking. That's a good start for Fogue.
And that's the book on Fogue. Is like I said, is he will hit the pound the zone. You're going to stand there and
plate number
expect
2,
you're going to get a
Lofton
walk
Cotton.
before pitches. Chances are it's not going to happen. You have to be ready to swing as soon as you get into the plate.
Pioneers coached by Ryan Hunt. The Columbia State Chargers, coached by Coach Mike Korn. Ground ball to shortstop, fielded cleanly. Bobbles it a little bit, throws the first, not in time. Drags the runner off, the first baseman off the bag, and that'll be a base hit for Cotton rather.
Yeah, that's too bad. That was really, he got the hop, had everything there. I don't know really what happened there, but the throw just was off. Hey! Cotton has a little bit of speed, but still I think he had time. With a good throw, he would have made him by a step. So it's great for the Chargers here, and see the balls can make something happen with that.
Looked like they charged Adams with an air there. Almost like he bobbled it in his glove a little bit as Fogue throws over to first. Cotton on the year, 16 stolen bases, only been caught 3 times. It brings up Jake Lyle. In the season, he's slugging at a .564 clip. That one in there, strike 1. So a little adversity here early for Mr. Fogue. And he's dealing with Jake Lyle. 42 runs batted in. That is by far the team lead for the Pioneers. Pioneers, the blue uniforms, gray pants, and it looks like red stirrup-like socks As for Columbia State, the dark green tops, looks like pinstripe pants, and some stirrup socks as well. Coach Korn and the Chargers are always a big threat in this tournament. They always usually play well here late in the season. The 0-1 pitch. Outside corner called strike 2. Little late call there. Much to the chagrin of the Pioneers, as Pioneers fans always make the trip over to Chattanooga State and for the tournament, and always represent the Pioneers well, always loud and very prideful of their team. A lot of respect for both baseball and softball. Softball team's over to our left. The 0-2. So we're going to grab all the first baseman. He bobbles it, fields it cleanly. He's got to run, hurry, and he gets him at the first base line. So a little bit of hectic play there, but he ends up getting the out, as it does, however, move Cotton over to second base. So we've seen the past couple games here, the ball is somewhat bouncy on the surface, whether it be grass or the dirt.
That was a nice stop by Freeman there. That was one of those skip ones right in front, and he did a good job of keeping in front of him, knowing he wasn't going to get that runner at second.
That brings up, if you're a Cincinnati Reds fan, you recognize his name, Bill Hamilton, first baseman for the Pioneers today. First pitch to him off speed. It's a strike. Hamilton on the year, he's got 5 home runs, 29 driven in, 365 average. And he's a pretty put-together guy up there at the plate.
And he's ranked 10th in the conference, right, in hitting, so he's had an excellent career, an excellent season here.
That one is hit foul. Watch out, line drive. As
well, you're right, he's well built there.
When he gets the barrel on it, it goes a far distance. As you said, he's hitting well in conference, so he elevates his play when it's most crucial to play well. But he's down 0-2 here. Fogue would love to get out of a jam.
Ball's in the bottom, or around the middle bottom of the conference in hitting. They're not a dominating hitting team. They're about 273, so but you got to be careful with them.
0-2 pitch, high, the ball 1.
He's got a base open here, so naturally you would think, okay, I got a base open. Don't feed him something that he can do something and turn on. So I'm sure that's what Coach Korn is yelling over to Fogue about, is to be careful with him.
As it looks like the wind is blowing out into left field. That's pull side for Hamilton. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. So Fogue works around the air that advanced the runner over to second. And no hits, no runs. We'll head to the bottom of the first. 0-0 your score. Columbia State coming up. Here in the bottom of the first inning, as the Vol State pitchers getting warmed up today, the pitcher for the Pioneers is Jacob Cole. He's their go-to guy on the hill. He'll be facing a lineup today of Hayden Adams, Bryce Giles, and Elliot Curtis. So Jacob Cole, Mark, what can you tell me about the hurler for the Pioneers today?
The sophomore is from Mount Juliet. Cole leads the staff in wins with 6, complete games with 2. He's got 69 innings and 68 Ks, so he averages a strikeout an inning. So he is their top line pitcher, and what I understand is due to pitch next year for Tennessee Tech. So he's obviously a valued arm here in the state going into a major college next year.
The Golden Eagles. First pitch is low for ball one. That one's ball two as well. He's got an interesting delivery. Kind of hides the ball behind him, but it's got a quick arm motion. So 2-0 count from Cole. The shortstop hits a ground ball to the other shortstop. Fields cleanly, throws over to first in time. Nice job there by Lyles, didn't let him eat it up.
Nice scoop by him to clean up on that throw a little bit.
I'll bring up Bryce Giles. Giles is a utility sophomore, hitting about .346 on the season. And his OPS is around 900, almost to 1,000. So Giles doing a nice job of getting on base. 40 RBIs at the 2-hole. Tries to put a bunt down, fouls it back.
Giles was just named second team all conference. He had an excellent year this year. There's a few members of the Chargers that made the all conference. I believe 3 or 4 made second team. So, and that's worthy of them finishing third in the conference this year, regular season.
They had, as that pitch is high and outside, they had Giles, Ethan Cady, who we'll see later, and Nate Richardson. He's a relief pitcher that they use heavily here. 1-1. Swinging a ground ball to second baseman. Fields it cleanly, throws over to first, goes Brown for the second out of the inning. So typical of Columbia State to have a middle infield that's very solid defensively and really does a good job of getting on base. I remember a few years ago they had a couple guys on their team that went on to the next level. Ryan Kemp is a name that comes to mind, second baseman. He was just a solid overall player, really a stud for the Columbia State Chargers during his time. High fastball swung on and missed by Elliott Curtis. Curtis has 24 stolen bases this season. He's the second baseman this year. 15 home runs from your second baseman. Wow. Combined 25 from that middle infield for the Chargers. He's down 0-2 though. Inside corner doesn't get the call. 1-2. That's the beauty of the opening day games here at the tournament. Most teams throw their #1 go-to pitcher. 1-2. Thought about going around, does not. Going to put that off speed on his foot. It'll be 2-2. Just to recap the day thus far, Cleveland State comes back against Dyersburg State. They were down 6-1, ended up winning 7-6, and then Walter State won in the game earlier. There's a ground ball to third base, and Fields cleanly throws to first in time, so it's a 3-up, 3-down outing for Mr. Cole as McNamee makes a nice play over to first. So we'll head to the top of the second inning. 0-0 your score. Vol State to the plate.
Stats and all that.
Here we are on the top of the second inning, leading off is For the Vol State Pioneers, first pitch from Fogue is strike. Be Brent Ritchie. Ritchie, the right fielder this year. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball. It's a high chopper to the shortstop. Fields cleanly, throws over to first. Good stretch by the first baseman in time as Adams and Freeman combined for the first out of the inning.
This game's moving along here, which is not a surprise. We thought that, you know, with the pitchers that we would see a lot of strikes thrown, swinging, and so far that's what we're getting. Fogue is really throwing well. You know, he's a top 10 person in the conference in pitching, so along with Cole.
Here's Isaac Robertson. That's a tough play to make. If it stays fair, he dives and is unable to make the catch, but it is foul, as it looks like the Charger may be a little shaken up out there. He laid out for that one, folks. It's
Boy,
a tough play.
He traveled a long way to get to that.
Yeah.
I mean, he must have gone about 30, 40 yards to get to it.
As he looks to be fine, and you're right, Fogue does a nice job of just throwing strikes and making these hitters work. And he's just here early. It's only been an inning, but he's been working that fastball and some off-speed pitches to really keep them off guard. 0-1, fouled straight back. 0-2.
Well, folks had 3 complete games for this year, which, you know, in this day and time, you don't see a lot of complete games, and that's quite impressive with a 5-1 record. So,
the 0-2, ground ball. It's a high chopper. Let's see if Adams can do it again. Fields it cleanly, throws it first. Nice play. Deja vu, 6-3. Really just athletic infield here for Coach Cole.
yeah, they really are. The first baseman, I remember earlier watching them on streaming, is really a good defensive move. Saves a lot of throws with excellent scoops.
That'll bring up Joe McNamee. McNamee on the season for the Pioneers, playing third base. First pitch is in there, strike one. McNamee got a 226 average, 338 on base, 17 walks, 21 RBIs, 5 doubles. Production out of that third base position. That one's outside.
Wind's blowing straight out now.
If you can get a hold of one. Check swing did go around. Looks like a foul ball, actually. 1-2. Boy, I bet Jackson and Walters are kicking themselves, wishing they could have played it this time.
Yeah, I know.
They did.
Chattanooga State's not too happy about seeing this kind of wind blowing out like this, with Motlow State coming in here to play tonight, leading the nation in home runs.
The 1-2 almost looked like it hit him inside 2-2. That game will be, well, it's scheduled for 7:30. That's probably not going to make, so we'll see how long this game goes. But that's the game following us. The 2-2. Outside corner, ring them up. Strike 3. You got to love the enthusiasm from the umpire there. 3 up, 3 down, and we'll head to the bottom of the second inning. Columbia State coming up to the plate. Bottom 2 here, we're moving right along. As Columbia State coming up to the plate. First baseman, Daniel Freeman. You mentioned about him earlier, Mark, how he does a good job of saving some outs by stretching at first base.
Yeah, he's the 15th ranked hitter at the end of the year in the conference. Conference-wise, he's batting .373, so he's had an excellent year.
First pitch to him, fouled off. Wind still blowing out and to the left. So pull side for those right-handed hitters. Freeman on the season, 13 doubles to his name. Solid production out of that first base. The 0-1. Thought about it. Does not go. Ball 1. The 1-1 pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 2. Ground ball up the middle. That could get through. Nice play by Lyle there. Throws over in time for out number 1. Nice job there by Lyle. I thought maybe that could get through the infield, but it was a little slow roller. So Freeman's put down in the 6-3.
So far, what we're seeing is pitchers throwing strikes, hitters being aggressive at the plate and hitting first pitches and second pitches, and good defense. So we're moving right along here, which we like to see.
Maybe one of those games where you have to see this pitcher 2 or 3 times to get going. Outside pitch from Cole to Ethan Cady, another all-conference player. 15 home runs to his name, 52 driven in. Slugging at a .673, and he was swinging hard there, 1-1. So the 1-1 from Cole. Fouled straight back towards us. I'm going to go to the tennis courts. The 1-2. That's coming back towards us yet again. Ouch. I don't know if you
I hear that.
Yep. That was on the roof.
Katie's a sophomore from Saudi Daisy here, just from the area right outside Chattanooga area here.
Yeah, hometown product here playing. And that one's down. Ball 3.
Looking at the roster, most of the kids you would think are from the Middle Tennessee area, Nashville South, but there are sprinkling a few that are from down here in East Tennessee. And
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He got him. Both of these pitchers look pretty locked in as of now. We'll bring up Justin Carlson. Carlin, rather. Carlin's got 35 walks this year to 23 strikeouts, so he sees the ball pretty well. He gets on at an OBP of 5.05, so a little more than half the time he's on base. That one is strike. Strike 2. Got to figure with an on base like that, he's a pretty solid 2-strike hitter.
Cole's a quick worker too. If you watch him, he gets the ball and he goes, and that, you know, as a fielder you like that. Along with throwing strikes, I mean it's a good combination there.
Swing and a miss. Tell me if you've heard this before. 3 up, 3 down, and we'll head to the top of the 3rd inning. Ball State looking for that first hit right here. Stay tuned. Top three here, 0-0 your score. Not only is that the score, that's the amount of hits either team has had today. They're looking for that ever elusive first hit. Colin Hopkins, the catcher, up to the plate. On the season, Mr. Hopkins hitting .219. 8 RBIs. First pitch inside, swung and fouled off. So it looks like Fogue was trying to work in on his hands. The 0-1. Off speed pitch a little high. Two won the count now. Hopkins in a hitter's count. Pioneers with the lettering on the uniform, the P, similar to that of the Philadelphia Phillies. Uh-oh, pops straight up. We'll see if this can be hauled in. Earlier today it was a tough play, and it is. Not necessarily an easy play.
Well, as we learned earlier, those pop-ups in the infield can turn out to be quite challenging. He went one-handed, which I get nervous when I see that those fielders go with one hand. But we saw earlier today a catastrophic drop fly ball for the Dyersburg Eagles. A relatively routine infield fly.
First pitch to the 9-hole hitter is a high fly ball. That could be trouble. The middle infield is going to get under it and reel it in for the second out of the inning. Look at that wind blowing straight back. So with Brown put down on the fly ball, comes up the lead off hitter Baylor Steelman. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Fogue's first pitch fouled off. Ball State with the Phillies P on their shirts, and you'll see later Motlow, they sport the Milwaukee Brewers M. The 0-1. Good pitch, strike 2.
Be interesting to see what the Motlow uniform is. They will be wearing. They generally can come out with bright yellow, yellow and green. It's can really be something to the eye. Although the Ball's uniform, you're right, it's almost identical Phillies.
High and outside, 1-2. I've seen Vol for many years now. They have a lot of different uniforms. They always find a nice way to support the colors of red, white, and blue. Fouled off there, 1-2. He gets him, called strike 3. Second inning in a row where he gets his strikeout. Fogue is looking good right now as we will head to the top of the third inning. Your score still 0-0. Jacob Cole taking the mound. Bottom three here, 0-0 your score. Leading off the DH, Deron Berry. Berry, the designated hitter today. First pitch to him from Cole. Down in the dirt, ball 1. Barry, just a freshman, 10 doubles, 14 RBIs, hitting at 366. Ground ball to third baseman. That'll be called foul.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
Very close. Coach Korn right next to the line there, and he's pointing fair, but the umpire calls foul.
Then he immediately goes to writing down his paper. I don't know what exactly he'd be writing, but it's not to protest. I don't really know what that just a note to himself that
almost went fair. So Barry steps back into the box with a 1-1 count. Good pitch there, just a bit low, 2-1. Two-one pitch. High fly ball to right center field. Center fielder calling him off. The Steelman, and that's the first out of the inning. So potentially a big hit turns into a foul ball, then a fly out to center. So that'll bring up the catcher, Alex Kergnen. Kergnen on the season, hitting .314. That one's in trouble. See if Cole can field it cleanly and throw to first. He does so. A little PFP there with a 1-3 putout. Nice job there. Good throw. Now batting is the left fielder, number 10, Devin Simler. Simler looking to get that first hit of the game. 252 average. Squares up the bunt. I like the idea of Coach Korn trying to just get on base here. 1-0 the count. We've seen that a couple of times. Get a bunt down. Maybe you can either beat it out or there could be an errant throw. 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Boy, Cole really works inside. I mean, he's really deep on the inside.
He's got to be
nice
careful
location.
there. He's got to be careful there with the wind blowing that way also. Yeah. One's outside 2-1.
Well, he's almost so far inside that if they do hit the ball, it's in on their hands. So you're right. Unless they get that barrel out quick.
Outside. Now a hitter's count for Mr. Simler.
This is definitely, I mean, right now you don't want the ball up in the air too much.
Little knife through with that wind. Ball 4. So the first walk surrendered by Cole is a close one. A 3-1 count. That goes back to the top of the order. Hayden Adams. He grounded out to shortstop last time, and Coach Korn giving the signs. He's almost in the field of play.
Well, let's see now. Everybody's seen him one time. This is one time through. Now we'll start. We'll see if anybody's made any adjustments in how they're going to approach their hitting tactic on Cole.
Two outs, one runner on. Leadoff hitter up, Hayden Adams. Good pitch outside corner, strike 1. Winner of this game will play the winner of the Chattanooga State-Motlow State game.
Pretty good lead there by Simler.
0-1 inside. Did he go? We have no answer.
No answer there.
There's no answer to the appeal. So it looks like he's going 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 runner on first. Hayden Adams, the leadoff hitter, up. Fouls it off. Look out. As the Motlow State players are walking by, nobody was hit, thankfully. Two strikes, 2 outs. Down in the dirt. May have had a chance at first, does not let it go.
Nice block by the catcher there to protect that, keep the runner from moving to second.
Hopkins doing a nice job blocking up.
It's going to be the little things right now. There could be big differences in how this game's moving along.
Yeah, it could be a throwing error, it could be hit by a pitch, anything like that. High fly ball, that's foul also. Ends up, it'll hit the bushes. Luckily, we got some kids over there that are chasing the foul balls.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Eager to go get the foul balls. The 1-2. Fouled off again.
He's fighting, but
It's definitely the longest at-bat of the day thus far.
hopefully I parked in the right area, way down deep left, because I'm telling you, if you're parked kind of behind here, it's all concrete.
So Adam's still alive here, 1-2 count. That'll get into left field, the diving catch.
Oh, nice play.
What a play. As he goes back to, looks like he pick up ball. It's called an out. Nice play there by Ballstay. That'll be, looks like Lofton Cotton making the grab. Huge play, and that'll take us to the top of the 4th inning. Your score 0-0. Top 4 here. Leading off the inning is the man of the hour, Lofton Cotton. A huge catch to end that inning, the bottom of the 3rd inning, rather. High fly ball to right field, drifting and carrying. And it is reeled in. That's by Ethan Cady. So first out of the inning, 1 pitch, 1 out. Fly ball deep into left field. It's foul. Got a hold of one.
A little bit quick on the swing there, yeah. Got that bat out a little bit too quick, but the right direction. Wind's blowing it to left field pretty decent. Boga's a real quick worker. I mean, it's almost like the umpire slows him down a little bit here. It's like, let's let even himself, let myself get ready here. He wants the ball and go.
You know, 1 pitch inside on 1 count. So Jake Lyle trying to get to work here is just ever so slightly foul, and that wind is going in a diagonal to right center field. 1-1. That one's fisted off. Can he get down? It will. The first hit of the afternoon will go to Jake Lyle. So Lyle on, that brings up Bill Hamilton, and right-handed hitter looking to do some damage here.
First baseman number 33, Bill Hamilton.
Goes over to first, not in time. Columbia playing a double play ball depth, throws over again, not in time. So Fogue is quite aware of the speed by Lyle, 5 stolen bases, but he is a middle infielder, so he has to be able to move rather quickly, be agile. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Bill Hamilton put a lot into that swing. That went in the dirt. Snap throw to first. Safe. Back in time. Lyle got a little confused there. And a nice throw over.
Well, that's a nice play by Carignan there, a nice scoop on the shifting weight, and still had the wherewithal to get up and make a nice throw.
It looked like the ball beat him. It may have been just a tag. He may have done one of those swing moves to avoid the right hand. He throws over to first. Ooh, that was a close one. Safe again. Good pickoff move by the right-handed pitcher. Our second base runner of the day, Jake Lyle. Fouled off again. Hit a light pole. Did a good job of getting in on his hands. Throw over, not in time. 1-2 count. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Fogue got him. It's already his 5th K of the day. And Fogue is up there showing people why he is the Columbia State go-to pitcher. Bring up Brent Ritchie. Ritchie on the day, 0 for 1, grounded out to the shortstop. Adams making a nice play there. Faking a stolen base as gets back safely. Throws over to first, not in time. I tell you folks, it's close. Throws over. They're really worried about him. Taking off for second base. Here comes the throw. Safe. He didn't plant the tag. Looked like he may have missed with that tag. A nice stolen base there by Lyle. That eliminates double play ball. Very close play.
Yeah, that was really close. Nice throw by Carignan, and I guess the tag just wasn't made.
Strong arm behind the plate for the Chargers and Carignan. Outside, ball 1.
Well, this is our first scoring opportunity here. We'll see how Fogue handles this.
Whenever there's 2 strikes, you have to pause a second if it's rather close. You don't know if you're going to get the strike 3 gesture. The 1-2. 2-2. A lot of All-State fans here today. The 2-2. High fly ball, foul territory over us. So Ritchie is battling here, 2-2 count, 2 outs, 1 runner on second. As you said, as we're going to have a little mound visit here. Arginin wants to chat with his battery mate.
Well, chances are they're just going over, making sure they're on the right page on what they want to throw, but Carignan knows he's got a base open and doesn't want to give in and just feed one in there, so they want to be sure between the two of them what pitch they want to go with Ritchie at here.
Fogue delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 2 strikeouts that inning ends the threat. Leaves a runner stranded on second base. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score still 0-0. Columbia State coming to the plate. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Leading off is Bryce Giles, center fielder today for the Chargers. So looking at that first hit are the Chargers. First pitch from Cole is outside. The 1-0. Hit the dead center field. It'll be a tough play to make, but he makes it. Nice job there by Steelman. Kind of stumbled a little bit, but he was able to reel it in. So that's now 10 retired batters for Cole. Well, 9 of the 10 batters he's faced have been retired. 1 walk. There's your base hit. Opposite field hitting. Elliott Curtis, second baseman, ends up getting a single. And now the Chargers have another base runner. So 1 on, 1 out, and Daniel Freeman's getting the sign from Coach Korn.
Well, I think we're getting to the point now where we know our pitchers are throwing strikes, so we're going to have to start maybe doing some hitting and running. You know, that's the thing. When you know the opposing pitcher is going to be in the zone, it opens up the idea that, hey, I can do some hitting and running because chances are the ball's going to be in the zone and my hitter's going to have a chance to move it. So
first pitch is a strike to Freeman. Manufacturing runs is going to be at a premium here. Down in the dirt, gets away. Nice job by the catcher there. Hopkins jump out and snag it. Curtis, as a base runner this year, 24 stolen bases, 1 time caught stealing.
You know,
so he's a threat.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, 1-1, but I mean, this could be a pitch out. But I'm just saying, I just think that if we can get to a 2-1 count, I would almost guarantee he's going to be running. But oh.
He got it. Throw over to first. He was leaning. Nice pickoff there by Cole. The second out of the inning. Tough break for the Chargers.
The chances are he was running on that pitch there. It looks like he that first half step was did him in the other way.
That's the way you draw it up on those pickoffs. Now nobody on. 1-1 the count to Daniel Freeman. Good pitch. Strike 2. Cole's really feeling it up there.
Wow, he is. I mean, I've been that type of group back in the day when you're retiring like 10, 11, 12 in a row, and you're just moving along like a machine. It's a great feeling.
One's in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Each team with a hit apiece. Down in the dirt, ball 3. So he spiked a couple pitches here. The payoff went around. He did. We get the appeal that time, strike 3. So they do get a base hit, but they get picked off. Nothing doing here as we will head to the top of the 5th inning. Your score still 0-0, Pioneers at the plate. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel today between Columbia State and Vol State. Leading off for the Pioneers, Isaac Robertson. Columbia State still going with Keegan Fogg here, and he's not giving you a reason, even a smidgen of a reason, to bring anybody in the bullpen. He's been fantastic. First pitch is fouled back. It's over our heads.
I mean, I got to imagine both these pitchers' pitch count. Well, we could probably do the tab. It can't be more than 40 right now. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just
They have to be around maybe 10 an inning.
gosh. I mean,
It's
outstanding.
been efficient. The 0-1 floats in there for a ball. It's a little low as Robertson takes. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. It's a shortstop. Up next is McNamee, and he struck out last time at the plate. 3-1 now. Hitter's count for Robertson. 2-1 rather. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. One looked like it may have fooled him a little bit. Two count. Hit right at the second baseman, and he fields it cleanly. So Curtis gets the out, and Fogg works around, works back to get Robertson. 1 out for Joe McNamee. McNamee at the plate, 0 for 1, as I said, strikeout. First one is a strike. Oh, 1 out, nobody on. 1 hit today for the Pioneers. It's a high fly ball to right field. Coming in as the right fielder, and he'll get the out. Number 2. So Katie reels it in, and Fogg is now working with 2 outs.
21, the catcher, Colin Hopkins.
Brings up Colin Hopkins. He's done a nice job behind the plate today to block up some pitches in the dirt. He flew out to the third baseman last at bat. It's a little high, ball 1. Game 3 of 4 today. That's a hit to the center field. That can get down. It will. 1 hopper to the center fielder. You bring it in. Giles throws it into the cutoff man, but Hopkins gets that single. 2-out rally for the Pioneers here.
2-out single by Hopkins brings the plate to second base.
To recap today's games, Cleveland State came back to beat Dyersburg, and Walter State took care of Jackson State, as the winner of this game will play the winner of the next game between Chattanooga State and Montclair State. The loser of this game will play the loser of that game down in the losers bracket. That's a high fly ball deep into center field. Giles getting under it. Not enough wind, third out of the inning. So they do get a hit and they get a runner, but nobody comes across. So we'll head to the bottom of the fifth here. Still your score 0-0. Chargers at the plate. Bottom five here, 0-0 your score. Leading off for the Columbia State Chargers, Ethan Cady, all-conference player this year, playing right field today. Down in the dirt, ball one. Cady struck out swinging last at-bat. One's fouled back, 1-1. So we're getting to that portion of the game where every run seems like it's going to matter a lot. Every hit's going to matter a lot every time you get on base. So as you said, those little things are going to become magnified here. That was a mighty cut, but foul ball. Looked like he really wanted that one. 1-2.
Well, I mean, these hitters are so aggressive on both sides. I mean, we're not even getting to a point really where we can get to a deep count with a pitcher to see if he's able to work through. I mean, in fact, within 2 pitches, we're moving to another batter.
Yeah. The 1-2. Outside, ball 2.
But you're right. I mean, I know probably Coach Korn saying, hey, look, let's try to work this. I mean, let's work this pitcher a little bit, get the pitch count going.
Swinging and missing the ball in the dirt. Got to play it first, and he got it. Goes down on strikes as it'll bring up Justin Carlin. And you got to wonder, at what point do you think you start dialing up offense to where you're just trying to make the pitcher move, maybe put down some bunts?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like you said, we're in the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through the game, and this lineup, this is their second time through now. For these guys right here, the second time they've seen him. So, I mean, third base is playing middle. I mean, you're just gonna, and you know, I've always remembered Columbia State's teams. They're very scrappy, very imaginative how they score runs. And
the 1-0 floats in there, strike one.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Korn is going to be having that conversation with his hitters here, if he's not already saying, look, we're obviously going to be in a tight game here. We've
got to start manufacturing some things. Strike 2.
I mean, even though the wind's blowing, I mean, we've got a pitcher we're dealing with here that's just not going to throw the ball right over the plate and let you tee. So I mean, we're going to have to play fundamental baseball here.
1-2. That's a chopper to shortstop. Fields it, throws over first, goes Lyle. In time, out number 2. It's the other thing. In recent games we've seen, there have been a lot more, bobbled balls, throwing errors, which allows runners to score in position, if not to advance the score. Right now, there's really nothing of the sort going on.
I mean,
for either
yeah,
team.
you look at the board right now, you see a lot of zeros, but the hits 3-1 and only 1 error in the game so far. And, it's almost like this is like a major college scoreboard right now, looking at it. I mean, this is a...
Thought about scoring around the bunt, does not. An interesting note here. Looks like there's some action in the Columbia State bullpen, just warming up ever so slightly. Maybe that's more for a fatigue thing. The 1-0. driven into right center
They're not
field.
gonna get
That'll
that.
get down. This could be extra bases. Here comes Barry around second. He's heading for third. There may be a play at third base here. Here's the throw. He's in time. Big hit there by Darron Barry, and he'll get a triple with 2 outs. That's one of the instances where Cole left it over the middle of the plate and he found a gap.
Yeah, and that's, that was the exact place you needed to have hit, because it was the center field was shaded to the left. A long run from him. So now here we are in a pressure situation for Cole. I mean, we pass balls. Now you got things you got to worry about now. Do I throw the ball in the dirt? Is my catcher going to block it for me? I mean, so even though you got 2 outs, you've got to really focus on every pitch here.
And Barry was really hustling around those bases, so he's got some speed. We saw was showcased there at bat. The pitch is a strike, 0-1. Big hit there by Barry. Wow, found a gap against the wind. High fly ball to left field, tracking it and reeling it in is Cotton. So no damage done. Cole works around the 2-out triple to put the Chargers down with no runs. So we'll head to the top of the 6th inning. Pioneers at the plate. Top of the 6th here. Last inning, there was some excitement. Dorian Barry getting a triple to 2 outs, but the pitcher Jacob Cole works around it to get a fly out and end the inning. So we are at the top of the order here for Vol State. It'll be Baylor Steelman, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts looking today. Interesting to see what his approach is here at the 3rd at bat. He hits it to left field, carrying back towards the track and reeled in. Similar. It's the first out of the inning, and Fogarty has 1 pitch, 1 out. Been a lot of those in this game. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, anytime now you see the ball in the air with some distance, all of a sudden you immediately think, okay, how the wind's going to carry it? And the wind's kind of died a little bit here. It's
Lofton Cotton at the plate. There's a strike on the outside corner. The 0-1. So no 2 count. Lofton Cotton, he's reached on an error and flew out to right field. There's a base hit there to right field. He takes it the other way on a kind of a hanging off speed pitch. So now Vol State's turn. It's a battle of chess going back and forth. Jake Lyle at the plate. He singled and got a stolen base his last at bat. See, maybe there's some small ball. Maybe a bunt for hit. Maybe a hit and run. Got to get something.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, especially he's a 2-hole hitter. He's got to have a little bit of wheels here. So I mean, hit and run with wild base hit last time. Got to take some chances here in these kind of games. Risk reward.
Ball may be rolling the dice here. That one's popped straight up. That could be trouble. Towards the shortstop, looks like Adams has got it under control. 2 outs. That's a bummer there if you're Ball State. Big opportunity missed. Bill Hamilton coming out to the plate, saying something that we're saying. A runner on first, flying out the next batter with 1 out is a big opportunity.
Yeah. Well, this is Vols' opportunity here. Obviously, Hamilton is a power hitter, and you know, like I said, if Vogue misses one over the plate, Hamilton can make him pay for it.
First pitch to Hamilton, low in the dirt, ball 1. Looks like Coach Korn's going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Interesting. There has been somebody warming up in the bullpen here for a while. We'll see what Coach Korn wants to do as he's helping his pitcher organize the dirt.
I wouldn't be surprised what he's saying is, look, let's be careful with this guy, and even if we walk him, I know there's not a base open, we walk him, we're putting the leading run on second, but this guy can really hurt us, and let's don't worry about too much about putting him on, rather put him on rather than serve one up and be 2-0 down.
Yeah, especially.
Let's deal with Richie if we have to.
Mm-hmm. The pitcher warming up is Nate Richardson for the Chargers. So Fogue is still in here with a 1-0 count. Got on top of it. Couldn't get through the infield. Tough play for Adam Smart to throw a pitcher to third base. But he advances over to second, and Hamilton's now on first, runner in scoring position. So 2 outs, 2 runners on. And Brent Ritchie. That may have been discussion there.
Yeah, I mean,
if he gets
base hit's a base hit, but he's capable of doing a lot more. Now, granted, Ritchie could take this next pitch and hit it 500 feet, but I think I'd rather pitch to Ritchie in this situation. I struck him out last time. He's 0 for 2. He was a little late on the fastball, and I think I feel better pitching to Ritchie than I would have been to Hamilton.
Ritchie is sophomore, 6 home runs on the season. High and outside. Now the catcher's going to go top. So maybe a little fatigue here. He has been throwing a lot of, well, not a lot of pitches, but a lot of innings here. Here lately, it's been a little more high-pressure situation. Count to Brent Ritchie, right fielder for the Pioneers. Thinking about going to second. Pops it straight up. That's headed right towards us.
That's going to land on our head. Oh, there it went to the left of us. Okay. Wind blew it over to the left.
For some reason, I'm in a structure here, but I was still bracing for impact. So a 1-1 count, 2 outs. And Brent Ritchie popped one straight back. Wind is blowing rather softly, but out. That's in the dirt. Ball 2.
Nice block by Crignan. We got 2 really nice, good catchers here, fundamentals, keeping the ball in front of them.
Last time, Hopkins had a base hit. Crignan doing a nice job blocking it up. 2-1, 2 outs. Ritchie at the plate. Fogue delivers. That's low, 3-1. The hitters count now. Hoagie's swinging away, green light. And this is probably possibly the biggest pitch of the game.
Yeah, if I'm Ritchie, I'm really making a square box exactly where I want. Don't help Fogue out. I mean, make sure the box is where he can drive the ball somewhere.
Hitters count, 3-1 pitch. Outside corner, good pitch, strike 2.
That's a pitcher's pitch there. So now we're running with the pitch, so we're in that situation where Ritchie can put the ball in the alley. We're looking at 2 runs probably. Even with Hamilton, he's going to be halfway down the line before the ball even leaves. So
payoff pitch from Fogue.
And that's what he did.
That's traveling, that's far, that's deep, and that is gone. A huge 3-run home run by Brent Ritchie. As now the score is 3-0. Ball State fans very excited here. 3 runs in this game seems like a million runs.
Yeah, he laid that over the plate there and paid the price for that. I mean, Richie, obviously that was the zone he was looking for, but he got every bit of it.
7th home run of the season for the right fielder. That one's hit to deep center. Backing, traveling. Giles reels it on the warning track. Foe gets out of it. But not before Brent Ritchie can put 3 on the board. One swing of the bat is a 3-run home run for the Pioneers. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score 3-0 Ball State. Bottom 3 here. 3-0 your score off the Brent Ritchie 3-run home run. First pitch. Cole, that one bounces to the screen. Devin Simler at the plate. So now Columbia State playing from behind. They've got to start getting some runs.
So here we are. We've gotten a 3-run lead finally now, Cole. Now here we go. The toughest inning is to come back out after you've gotten the big lead and stay in your rhythm. And I've seen it so many times when these guys go out there and you almost like you've completely forgotten what's gone on here and how good you've been throwing.
1-1. That's 2-1. As I think something else that Cole has to deal with is that's probably the longest he's stayed in the dugout.
Yes, yeah. Most definitely.
So 2-1 count, 2 similar. It's always important to get that first out. Hitters count to the left fielder. And as we said, Brent Ritchie took advantage of that wind blowing straight back as it went over the chat on the Chat State in center field. That's a strike, 3-2. The payoff pitch, ground ball to shortstop. Fielder kind of bobbles it, goes over to first. Not in time. Nice stretch there by Hamilton. Lyle's ground ball kind of bobbles a little bit. We just mentioned earlier how that kind of stuff hasn't happened yet, but here we go.
Yep, it's they need base runners, and that's all that Coach Korn's thinking about. Okay, I got to have base runners, and just now start moving players, base to base if I have to. But I've got to start getting some base hits. I need help on fielding errors and things like this, and hopefully he's thinking that Cole can just get out of rhythm and he can get some walks and get some, then run into one like Ball got to, and,
yep.
And then all of a sudden you've got yourself really back in the game.
Trying to do some damage here, had some runners, so Fogue has to work a little bit. They're ruling that an error, looks like, as Bill Hamilton seems to have some issues from that stretch. I was going to say I've been very impressed this weekend with the flexibility of the first baseman. They're stretching to get outs, but right there, Hamilton was at basically a full split, and he may have tweaked something in his lower half.
So since we have a break in the action, this is a good opportunity to find out what's the latest on the basketball score right now. I mean, right now we've got some Celtic fans. I know they're going to try to close this thing out tonight. It's going to be a hard-fought game, though. We don't know if the Sixers are going to really just lay down and let them do that or not. So,
well, you know those Celtics fans are tough to be around.
What's the update in Philly right now?
33-27, Celtics on top, 7:14 in the second quarter.
There you go.
So, translation, a lot of ball game to be played. Later tonight, Cavaliers take on the Toronto Raptors. Excuse me, the LeBronto.
I think I feel very comfortable thinking that series will end tonight.
Coach Ryan Hunt checking on his first baseman as Coach Korn talks to his leadoff hitter, Hayden Adams. As Hamilton's just going to get stretched out here from the athletic trainer. Montlow State making their way in. They're in the batting tunnel. That hack right there by one of their hitters was, let's say, mighty. Fell down to a knee. They're going to be in white uniforms, white pants, green and yellow stirrups with a green hat and yellow bill. Montlow State Bucks. Mark, have you ever been to Montlow State?
Actually, I was recruited by them out of high school way back in the day, and I went up there for a visit. Yeah, it does. It hasn't been lately, but I'm sure the campus hasn't changed much. It's kind of up there in Tullahoma, up on off when you get off of Mount Eagle Mountain, and you're one of the first exits when you pass Mount Eagle Mountain on the way to Nashville.
If you recall, there were a lot of trees. Then it is still the same place that you remember.
Yes.
A lot of trees, a lot of woods up there at Montlow State. Beautiful campus.
Actually, it was recruited by Columbia State as well, and I made a trip up there to visit. And that you know something, I love to look at the baseball field at Columbia State when I'm watching on the internet stream because it's really scenic. When you look out from the home plate, they got the nice trees and kind of a pasture behind the field. It looks really very nice. I'd like to see that. I don't remember the campus, but I wouldn't mind seeing that, going to a game there and taking that all in.
It looks like Hamilton's going to stay out there. Coach Hunt going back to the dugout.
I'm sure he said, "Listen, let's just try to lay off the deep stretches here, and we'd like to have you for the rest of the tournament, however long that is." But
I wonder if Coach Korn, with his leadoff hitter here, wants to dial up maybe a bunch or something, get him in motion. Hamilton.
Well, we're back up the top of the order. It's the third time around now for these guys, so they really should have a complete idea of what this guy's about. Oh, you're right there. Nice bunt. Push bunt.
Play at first is in time. Beautiful play by Jacob Cole. Wow. Nice bunt.
Because, there was no way Hamilton was getting off. He's pretty much at 50% there. I can see that he's barely moving around. So Hunt, and I get that's probably what the Chargers were thinking about, or the batter. I don't know if that was Coach Korn's looking like he doesn't know that was actually called, so that might have been a batter's decision there, which was a good bunt. Just an excellent play by Cole, getting off the
bump. Not only getting off the mound, but diving and throwing it. Very nice play. So 1 out, runner on second. If I'm not mistaken, first time the Chargers have had somebody in scoring position today. And Bryce Giles at the plate. Giles was out in center field. Had a couple of nice plays. The last one on the warning track. Nice pitch outside corner. Looks like the recipe for Vol State today. Get as many runs as you can off of a good pitcher, then let your good pitcher shut down the offense. 0-1 the count. 1 out, 1 runner on second. Lyle trying to bait him. That's a base hit. Here comes the runner for the plate. And similar will score standing up, so we've got a 3-1 game. Why is it always when one team scores in these back-to-back, these shutout affairs, the other team always seems to score in the next
I don't know, and like I said, I'm not surprised. Coach Korn's team, Columbia State, I've watched them on TV a lot, and they are just a tenacious team. Regardless, when they get behind, they just don't stop fighting. So I'm not shocked that they're staying at it. But 3 runs was not a big deficit. But now they're maybe seeing Cole a little bit more now. They're a little bit more familiar with his pitches and where he's trying to throw, and it's starting to show and barreling up some.
Throws over to first. No matter who you are, it does creep in your mind as a pitcher. You get a little cushion of a lead in a game like this. I'm not saying you get completely relaxed, but a little bit of that gets into your head. A little more comfortable up there. First pitch, that's gonna be fair. A nice piece of hitting here by Elliott Curtis. A runner going from second to third. Curtis on his way to second. Runner stops at third, Curtis at second. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out for the Chargers.
And see, that pitch, I mean, actually was a good pitch. I mean, Cole got in on his hands, but, you know, Curtis just muscled it over there to first base. But, you know, once again, you know, these guys are just they're tenacious hitters. I mean, I like watching Columbia State play because they just battle every batter. And, you know, I think once again we're getting to the point where Cole's deep now, and I mean, good pitchers will work out of these situations. So I mean, he's capable of getting out, although he's in a tough spot because he doesn't have a bag. He's got a bag open, but he can't turn two. So I mean, this game could be tied up in one pitch. So I mean, it's crazy how things change, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, we've seen it in today and yesterday. I mean, things just change immediately.
It's like a flip of the coin. Columbia State, one of those teams that you hate to have a lead against because, as you said, very tenacious, very scrappy. Ground ball to shortstop. Lyles will sacrifice the run for an out, and he gets it. So now 3-2 with a runner on second, but he does get the out, productive out. Now the Chargers have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Nice job there by Freeman. He hit it to the wrong side of the field, but it was enough and far enough to where they were able to drive in Giles. So that'll bring up Ethan Cady. Looking for him to show the people why he was an all-conference caliber player. And he fouls that one off.
Now they better be careful with Cady because I saw him. I watched the Walter State Columbia series on stream about 3 weeks ago, and he had an unbelievable weekend. He hit, and this was at Walter State against Walter State pitching. He hit 5 home runs for the weekend. I mean, he was on fire. So they better be careful here with him and not just put the ball in and around the plate, or the Columbia State will be up by 1.
0-1, swing and a miss, straight 2. Cady, 5 home runs in a weekend. He had 15 on season, a third of his home runs coming in one weekend. That's a heck of a weekend. So down 0-2 here, though. Runner in scoring position would be huge if they could tie this game back up. No action in the Vol State bullpen. Still the pitcher going, Richardson, in on Columbia State side. Ground ball to first baseman, Hamilton fields it and gets the out. Nice job there, get the unassisted play, and the hamstring looks fine on that play. 3-2 your score, and we'll head to the top of the 7th inning here. Ball State looking to answer with some more runs on offense. Stay tuned right here. Back here in the top of the 7th inning, Vol State bringing up to the plate. Looks like number 27, Joe McNamee, new pitcher on the mound for the Chargers. Mark, what can you tell me about it?
Well, we got Nate Richardson on the mound. He's a sophomore from Powder Springs, Georgia, and he has led the team in wins. Came in with 11-1 record, 49 innings pitched. He was named second team all-conference relief pitcher, so he's only got 9 walks, so he's a strike thrower, probably has excellent movement, and guy they're going to bring in and hope to close the door for the rest of the way and give the Chargers 3 more innings to get that run they needed and more.
So Richardson now on the slab. They're one of their go-to guys on the mound. He's already up 2 strikes to McNamee. The 0-2 pitch. Way inside, ball 1. Looked like it had a little movement there. 3-2 our score. 3 runs off the Brent Ritchie 3-run home run over the center field wall. And then Chargers answered back with 2 of their own. Ground ball, that kicked it up the middle. Tough play for the second baseman, he's not able to make it. So a leadoff walk by hit by Joe McNamee. Now they have a leadoff runner. Whenever that happens, your chances of scoring go up substantially. Brings up Colin Hopkins, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 on the day, singled his last at bat.
Turn it infield, come on.
Well, now it's back comparative on Columbia State. They've gotten back in the game. The momentum's kind of moved back over to their dugout. So now they need to shut down Vol here in this inning and get back in there and apply some more pressure. Last thing they need is to give up a run or 2 that they've gotten back. So Vol's going to try to manufacture. I'm sure it looks like their third baseman's coming in, so he's probably anticipating that's what they're going to do.
As Coach Korn came out of the dugout and gave some signs for his defense. Squares around the bunt, bunts it right back to the pitcher. Does he have to play at second? He does. Throws over there for 1. Not in time for 2. Nicely executed there by Richardson. Not a great bunt by Hopkins.
No, it wasn't. And it was Richardson did a great job of reacting immediately for the throw to second. There was no hesitation. He had plenty of time. So a lot of times pitchers come up and they want to look and see and kind of think, and you don't have time to do that. So probably most likely the catcher was directing him to go immediately to second base for that play. And you're right, he made an excellent throw.
Matt Brown up to the plate, the second baseman. He's flown out to center twice. He's got 1 runner on, the catcher Colin Hopkins. 1 out. Richardson, the all TCCAA second team relief pitcher. Here comes Richardson's pitch. Outside, it's a pitch out. Seeing what they're doing here. Oh, 1 count to Matt Brown. 1 out. That's hit right back to Richard. He
nice play
first, and he doubles him up. Momentum swings back to the Chargers as he doubles them up on a line drive. Nice job there by Richardson to make a big play in the relief appearance. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-2 your score. Chargers up at the plate. Bottom 7 here. Columbia State at the plate up. It's Justin Carlin, the third baseman. This is the time for Justin Carlin to make a big impact here. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Ground ball just foul. As I said earlier, his on-base percentage this season is above 500, so he's getting on more than half the time. And you're running out of outs if you're the Chargers. You're only, what, down to 12? So the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball hits the pitcher. It's tough for the second baseman to make it. He can't make it. There goes Carlin on base for a leadoff single. That's a tough play for Cole to make.
Yeah, that ball ricocheted off the glove, and second baseman fell down. I don't even know if he'd have gotten the ball on his knees if he could have gotten him in time there. So here we go. Looks like we're in a situation. We got guys who got some wheels. Barry's coming up here. It looks to be, the kind of guy that can move the ball around.
Carlin on the year, 21 stolen bases. As he's putting on one of those things you put to protect your thumb when sliding into the base. Dorian Barry at the plate. He tripled last at bat. Squares around for a bunt. May pull it back here as they throw over first.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, Barry, hard charging third base. So Barry would probably like to bunt the ball down the first baseline. He's got a first baseman that can't move at all. So really the thing is to try to put the ball down, dead it down on the first baseline. If you can do that, and make the pitcher come get it.
Pulls it back, swings and a miss. Down at second base, he gets him. It looked like it was a fake bunt, hit and run, and Carlin's thrown out at second base. That's a big out.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. He just swung through it. It didn't look like a kind of a swing that he was really trying to make contact with. It was just almost like he was trying to get in the way of the catcher a little bit without getting in the way,
Yeah. Big out there, so Jacob Cole's still here. Ground ball up the middle. That's tough with Barry's speed. Throw over to first. In time.
Nice play by the shortstop there. Barry was moving.
Lyle makes another spectacular play, and now there's 2 outs. It went from nobody on. It went from nobody out, 1 on with Barry at the plate now. 2 outs and nobody on for the catcher, Alex Kerrigan. Quite a momentum swing. Base hit by Kerrigan, first pitch. So 2 out rally here as Evan Simler coming up the plate. He reached on an error by the shortstop, ended up scoring a run. But it looks like there'll be a pinch runner here for the catcher. Not entirely sure the number. We'll get you that information as soon as we find out.
These dark unis, it's hard to see.
Yeah, they have dark gray or dark green with black letters.
Is that 3? I think he's number 3, and if it is, that is Adarius Pugh, freshman from Cookeville.
Got 2 stolen bases on the season, so Coach Korn maybe looking to move him, but he's just got a little more speed in the catcher. He knows how important his run is. Most important thing for the Chargers right now, the runner on first. Simler gets the pitch, ground ball to third base, and that's a tough play. Backhands it, throws it over to first in time for the 3rd out of the inning. So a 5-3 put out, and now we head to the top of the 8th inning. Your score still 3-2, Pioneers on top.
thinking it's out.
All right, top of the 8th inning here. 3-2 your score. Richardson's on the plate, still on the mound rather, and Steelman at the plate, the leadoff hitter. Looks like a new catcher for Columbia State. He's got to get the armband.
Yeah, we think that's Alex Vasquez, sophomore from Miami, Florida, number 6.
The 0-1 pitch. Hits him. Richardson ran too far in and it hit him. So now Steelman's on first base with a 1-run lead. Lofton Cooper at the plate.
And now we're starting to see the last couple of innings, all the leadoff hitters getting on for both sides. But not being able to capitalize on it, but we're going to see here Steelman's probably got good legs. Being a leadoff hitter, he's slight, so I mean, imagine he can move pretty good.
Seen him run around in center field. He can move pretty well. And the first pitch, they're going to run up, think a bunt. There is a bunt. Pulls back, throws over to second. This could be the same play over again. He's safe. They didn't get the tag on him. Coach Corn may be out to talk with the umpire there, but looks like Steelman missed the bag. But they missed the tag with Adams, and he takes second base. Same situation as Columbia State ran, but this time they make it to second base. Coach Corn wants an explanation.
Well, it looks like Steelman went for the outside of the bag, and the shortstop just didn't keep the tag. He was reaching for him, and I guess he just wasn't able to keep the tag on him as he was going off.
And then it became one of those situations where you're just diving for the bag, and who's going to move first? A standoff.
Missed opportunity there by Columbia State, 'cause it was a good throw by Vasquez.
You got to like the idea from Vol State. New catcher in, test the arm. But now they have a runner in scoring position, a crucial run at that, with nobody out. They keep the bunt on.
I certainly would. Now I'm wanting to bunt down the third base line if I'm bunting.
1-0 the count, they creep in. Here's the bunt. He squares down the third base line, goes to the pitcher. He can't make a play. Everyone's safe. Carlin picks it up, and Richardson unable to make the play there. That's ruled an error. So now runners on the corners, nobody out. Jake Lyle at the plate. The runner on third base, it's imperative that the Chargers hold them off if they want to keep this 1-run lead. 1 run's a lot easier to get than 2. As Coach Mike Corn's going to come talk to his relief pitcher.
Yeah, there's the situation for sure. I mean, it was an excellent bunt. I mean, there was no way that the pitcher was going to be able to get that runner going to third. But, you know, in his mind, I'm sure he was thinking that he was going to try to make a play. And even if he picked up the ball, I mean, he was going away from first base, and I don't even know if he would be able to get him at first base. So now I'm sure he's telling him, look, we got to get a ground ball. And he knows he's probably going to have to give up a run to get 2 outs here. But what he's hoping for, I think, is that maybe if the ball's hit to the corners, maybe on third base, that he can kind of try to keep that guy on third close and still go for the force out at second or try to get his double play. But he's in a tough spot right now.
Line drive to
or hopefully a pop up in the infield, something that can hold that runner to third. But
or something really shallow.
It'll be very challenging here.
Yeah, it's you got to get it perfect if you're the Chargers here. You just need that 1 out, then hopefully you can get the double play with the next batter. First pitch to Lyle. Ground ball to third baseman. That gets through. 1 run is in. The runner moves to second. Now runner at first and second. The run scored. Now it is 4-2. Pioneers on top. Just a simple matter of executing the small ball a little better than Columbia State is today.
Now Richards has got to be careful here now a little bit. I'm sure he's wanted to turn that double play, but if he messes up with a pitch here, he's going to be 7-2 very quickly.
Hamilton at the plate. Throws over second. Unable to get it. Looked like there wasn't much of an avenue for the runner to get back to second base.
No, he wasn't a big lead, but like I said, he needs to focus his attention. You want to keep an eye out, but you want to focus your attention on who's at the plate right now. And if he gets lazy with his pitch here, like I said, he's gonna pay a big price for it.
Lofton Cotton on second base. Looks like there's some action in the Columbia pin. High fastball, swing and a miss. Got by with that one.
It's sometimes a situation when you got men on first and second where the first baseman can slide behind and maybe get a pick off the runner being a little bit too aggressive on first base. Catcher kind of can communicate with the first baseman indirectly, and they can read each other on this.
Thought about going to second. Still, he's safe. No outs this inning. That's what I keep coming back to because Columbia is just looking to find an out. At one point they were willing to sacrifice a run for an out, but now they have to find one. Low, ball one. All State fans cheering on their Pioneers in a really good pitching duel we've had today. 2-1. Outside, ball 2-3 rather. You get on line with the scoreboard here. So a hitter's count to Bill Hamilton. He singled and scored last time up. That was before he's had a bit of a tweak in his hamstring. He gets fisted off right there. That's going to be a play for the catcher. He reels it in for the first out. Big out there for the Chargers. I'll bring up Brent Ritchie. We all know what he did last at bat. 3-run home run in the 6th inning. One out, 2 runners on. He's been in this situation before with 2 runners on last time. Let's see if he hit a home run. Let's see if the Chargers can right their wrongs here. High fly ball. Vasquez going to be called again. He's tracking it and reels it in. 2 outs. That's got to be aggravating. Flying out to the catcher back-to-back times.
Well, the wind's blowing out, so it's blowing the ball back into the catcher on both those. I mean, that one's a little bit more closer to the screen, so it could have started over near us, and the wind's blowing out, just blows it right back to the field.
Isaac Robertson, the DH, at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out to the shortstop, flew out to the second baseman, and flew out to center field today. A base hit here could help his cause. Jacob Cole in the dugout getting ready to go back out. Ground ball to pitcher. Richardson fields it. A little PFP practice, tosses it to the first baseman, and he gets out of the jam. So the 1-3 put out gets the Chargers out of the jam, but the Pioneers scratch one across. Your score now 4-2, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. stalemate here at Chattanooga State. Columbia State at the plate. You know who's on the mound, Jacob Cole. First pitch, down low, ball one. So it looks like Fall State, nobody in the pen, so got to respect the Pioneers riding with their guy for presumably the entire game. One's low, too.
Well, I can tell you that Columbia State's really happy to get out of that inning with only giving up one run. That had the makings of multiple runs there. So credit Richardson for getting those two pop-ups to the catcher and then fielding that nice ground ball right back to him. And they got to feel like, okay, we dodged major bullet there.
I've seen a lot of baseball. I rarely have seen back-to-back pop-outs to the catcher.
I know.
Columbia was able to get that. That one in there for a strike, 2-1 the count.
And they got to just work. They got to work Cole. His job, 19 Adams, is just to get on base now. So I mean, 3-1, tighten his zone. He's got a strike to work with, even if it's not the pitch he wants. Just let it go and go to the next pitch.
3-1 the count to the leadoff hitter Hayden Adams on the day, 0 for 3. The fielder's choice. Ball 4. Nice at bat there. Adams, a sophomore, showing some maturation by taking that one.
Ball's getting somebody up now to get limber, looks like. Righty, 17.
That'll be Antonio Costas, the right-handed pitcher from Carolina, Puerto Rico.
Oh. Well, he looks like limber, lanky.
If I'm not mistaken, he was using the exercise bands during the entire game. He's the guy they're going to use to get loose and try and close this game out. So Bryce Giles in here against Jacob Cody. Cody having a nice day thus far. He's got Adams over at first. Throws over. Adams on the season, 12 stolen bases, has only been caught twice in his career, or at least this season at Columbia State. And Giles at the plate, being at a 377 mark. Nice pitch there. Finds the outside corner, strike one. So the battle for the middle portion of Region 7 is going on here, and it's in favor of the Pioneers here in the 8th inning. About hit Columbia 7-6. 0-1. High and outside. Ball 1. You know, after all these games today, I wish I could say there's a trend that showed with every team that won, but there's not really, there hasn't really been a formula for winning today. It's just a matter of executing the little things and making plays. Fouled straight back as I flinched to my right.
Well, this has been obviously the best, to me, the best game all around that we've called on. The score is indicative of that. But you're right. I mean, we've seen everything, which you can always say you will in a tournament with 8 teams. I mean, you're going to see all different types of plays. But this has been as close to a really well-played game, well-pitched, fundamentals and bunting and all kinds of things. And we still, got an inning and a half at least to play here. And one big hit, one home run that really kind of is the difference in the game right now.
Ground ball is foul, 1-2. Looks like Adams is moving on contact there as Coach Corn wanting to dial up another hit and run. So Motlow State warming up to the left of the bullpen for Vol State, and Chattanooga State in the tunnel right now, getting warmed up, coming off an 18-4 win over Roan State. 3 of those 4 runs scored in the 7th inning for Roan State. Ground ball hit right to the first baseman, caught it, doubled him up. What a huge momentum shift for Ball State as Hamilton reels that one in.
Now that really hurts because he barreled that ball up really nice, but it was just right at him, and we know that his mobility's not good right now. So if it had just been just a few feet either way, chances are that ball was going to be in the outfield.
A little higher, and we may be looking at a 4-3 game, but 2 outs. Just not rolling the Chargers' way today as Elliott Curtis at the plate. Squares the bunt. Fouls it back. Curtis has a double and a single today. 2 for 3. Was picked off at first base. The only working with 4 outs here. If you're the Chargers, you got to make the most of them. High fly ball, that should stay in play. Tough play for the left fielder to make. He's under it and reels it in. So Cotton makes the catch. And that'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Pioneers. Jared Cole is throwing well. Stick around here. We're going to the 9th inning. Top 9 here. Nate Richardson still on the mound. Ball State with a 2-run lead the first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Joe McNamee. He is 1 for 3 today with a single. As he was thrown out at second, a fielder's choice. Ground ball to the shortstop. Adams playing back. Fields it cleanly. Throws over to first. Tough play. And in time. He had to work there. McNamee was on his horse.
That's a nice play there by the shortstop. Ball kind of bobbled in his, and it kept it tucked in his shoulder or in his arm there to kind of keep control of and get it to his hand.
Now batting the catcher, Colin Hopkins. He's hit into a fielder's choice, a single, and he flew out to third base. 1 out. First pitch inside, ball 1. As we see the Chattanooga State team hitting in the batting cage, it looks like their own Powell, who went 3 for 4 yesterday with 3 doubles and 4 RBIs. Tigers looking to play the Bucks, who are the 2 seed in this tournament. The 2-0. Inside, ball 3.
Work, big man. Come on, give me.
So Richardson behind here to the catcher with the 9-hole hitter coming up next. One is in there, strike 1. This is not the time to mess around with walks towards the bottom of the lineup. Hitters count to Hopkins. In there, strike 2.
One more time.
You go back-to-back strikes, you wonder what you were doing on the first few pitches. Payoff pitch. Foul back. Watch out. I don't think it's possible for the ball to hit the window, but I always have that fear. The full count pitch. Line foul. A Montlow player hopped the fence and is running to get it. Not entirely sure why. Helpful to the Vol State players as we wait for him to get back out of the field of play. And he's back over. 3-2 count. Colin Hopkins. 1 for 3 on the day. He made some nice defensive plays behind the dish. Chopper at third base. Carlin fields it, throws over to first. Nice catch by Freeman. 2 outs. I tell you what. Now, granted, Columbia State has 3 errors today, but they've made some very solid plays defensively. One of them by the pitcher being those errors, and they've done a nice job today of just fielding and making routine plays. Now batting is the second baseman, Matt Brown. He's 0 for 3 today. Down on the dirt, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Foul behind us. 1-1. Nice pitch there. Strike 2. So you got a 1-2 count to the 9-hole hitter, Matt Brown, 0 for 3 on the day, playing second base. On the season for Mr. Brown, he got a 243 average, 360 on base. That one's high. Does have some speed, 8 stolen bases, 18 walks to 17 strikeouts. That's always a good thing, having more walks than strikeouts, especially from a 9-hole hitter. High fly ball that could get into shallow left field. Adams calling him off, and he reels it in. Folks, we're headed to the bottom of the 9th inning. The game on the line. 3 outs left for the Chargers. Your score 4-2. Vol State on top. Bottom 9 here. Vol State on top, 4-2, and the Columbia State Chargers need 2 runs to tie, 3 to win. First batter is the first baseman, Freeman. First pitch, high fly ball, and that's just going to go to one of the middle infield players, and it'll go to second baseman, Matt Brown. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Jacob Cole. What an outing for him. First pitch to Ethan Cady is in there for a strike. Can't say enough about the job Jacob Cole's done today. He's about to go, he's gone 8 1/3 thus far. And that one gets away, ball 1. He's only surrendered 2 runs on 6 hits. Doesn't have a ton of strikeouts, but has done a good job of making them put it into play in the weak contact. That was hit right back to him when he makes a play. What a nice catch there by Jacob Cole. Unfortunate for Columbia State.
That is just about the story of the game right there. I mean,
you
really. I mean, Cole is just. It's just been, very, very good, and the plays are going his way. If I'm Coach Core, I mean, what are you going to do? The guy barrels one up, and I mean,
lands right into his mitt.
Everything has been hit hard the last couple innings, either a first baseman or a pitcher right at him.
Carlin's first pitch, high fly ball into the right center field gap, tracking it at the wall and reeled in by Stalemate. So that'll do it, folks. Your final score, 4-2. The Vol State Pioneers move on to play the winner of the next game, and the Columbia State Chargers fall down to the losers bracket. Mark, what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, just probably the best game we've seen so far in the tournament. Well pitched on both sides. Hate to see a loser, but credit to Jacob Cole. Excellent job, and the Vols will move on, and hopefully, we'll see them tomorrow at Chattanooga State. And either way, I mean, it's going to be a tough game for both the loser and the winner for this next game here, because Columbia's going to be ready to go tomorrow morning or tomorrow early afternoon.
Jacob Cole throws a gem, but Keegan Fogg does a good job as well. As we said, the winner plays the winner of the next game. Stick around, because the Motlow State Bucks will take on the host team, Chattanooga State Tigers, in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in, and good baseballing.